My name is Dylan Denham, and I did my project on polyurethane in modern bowling balls. So the reason I chose this topic and why it interests me is my grandpa, when he was younger, when they were living down in California, was a professional level bowler. He had a I believe it was 240 average, so he was actually pretty good. And while they were down there, he would bowl every week and go make some money doing that stuff. And then once he left to come back up here and live where I'm from, he had to quit bowling so he could stay with his job and just stuck with that. And now that he retired here recently, he actually got back into it and he started taking me with him. And I found that to be really fun with him, just some bonding time with him. And then another reason why I chose this topic is I'm actually very interested in how the science of a bowling ball works. Because if any of you have watched bowling before, you've seen the pro guys go and hook the ball like crazy. And I never understood how it worked because whenever I would go bowl, I'd throw the ball straight down the middle and it wouldn't do anything. And I wanted to learn how to do that. And then learning about the ball, it also teaches you how to control it better. And now that I've learned more about it and have bowled and my grandpa's taught me, I've learned how to hook the ball and do all that sorts of cool stuff. And so the piece of material science that I researched was polyurethane. And the part of the bowling ball that polyurethane is on is the outside of the bowling ball, like the outer shell. And polyurethane is a mix between a soft segment and a hard segment. So polyol is the soft segment, which is an organic compound that contains many hydroxyl groups. Um, and then the hard segment is diisocyanate, and it's a class of highly reactive chemicals. They use this to bond with the polyol and makes it stronger. Um, and then a class of polymers formed by the reaction gives you these two, and it is characterized by a network of cross-linked polymer chains. Some of them are small hard segments, and then other parts are filler particles, and that adds to the uh, st- uh, structure of the molecule. So the reason why polyurethane is used in bowling balls is if you've ever gone to a bowling alley and you've walked across the foul line, you might slip right as you walk past it because there's actually oil on the wood that allows for the ball to glide across. Because if you just had straight wood, the ball would just grab with the friction and just hook right into the gutter, and you wouldn't be able to bowl straight down the lane. And um, yeah, and then you can also control how the surface of the ball is prepped and changed. You can sand it down. You can put it back in the kiln to take out all the oils off the ball that have been picked up from on the lane. And that can control how well it grabs to the lane and the amount of friction and stuff like that. And then using polyurethane allows for the ball to react in many different ways. And that's just because the material it is. The characteristics of it include like hardness. It controls the amount of impact power it has on contact with the pins in the pocket, which the pocket's just the part in between the top pin and the one to the right or left of it. And then friction causes the ball to glide and then grab on the wood and create hook. And then elasticity, when you throw the ball out there, it comes out of your hand and drops to the ground and it gives a little bounce, and that helps control how well that bounce goes. Um, so the material science in this case behind the bowling balls is Polyurethane in bowling balls is a cross-linked polymer network designed to give the ball its strength, durability, and performance on the lane. Um, this cross-linked polymer um, network, instead of like a normal polymer chain, which is just a straight chain, they actually cross these and it creates more strength um, for the ball and causes more of those like hardness, friction that allows it to do those things better. And then actually inside of the bowling ball, there are many different layers, but the main two are the actual outside shell of the bowling ball and then the core. And the outside shell is obviously polyurethane. In this case, there are some other materials that some bowling balls use to react differently with the lanes, but polyurethane is one of the main ones. And then the core of the bowling ball actually helps how much it hooks. And there's actually like a metal ball they usually have it like resins mixed with heavy metals, like some of them are barium, and that causes how well the ball can hook and move and how much power it brings into the pocket. And yeah, that's about it. In conclusion, there's a lot more to bowling than you probably would have thought. And then, yeah, material science is connected to a lot of sports, and learning more about it aids to improve the outcomes of sports. Thank you for listening.